Alright, I figured I'd finally show off my truck that's in my profile picture. And this is the one I'm currently restoring. And I paid $350 for it. And it ran with these two bumpers on it. Basically, how you see it right now, other than I painted the grill and these brand new tires, is how I bought it when I got it for $350 with a running inline 6 in it that had been rebuilt and has a very low mileage. And it ran, like I said, it ran and everything. And I'll show you all the goodies I've put on it, like new tie rods, new steering shock. These tires are brand new, they're 31 1050s, but they look very small up under it. And I've just repainted this around the headlight, just repainted the grill. The people I bought it from had painted it before, but it had faded over the years, so I repainted it. Also, dumbasses who I bought it from spray painted this bitch green. I don't know why they spray painted it green. Got it all over the grill. But since they spray painted it green, I call it green bean. And I got it with these little mud flaps or whatever the hell they are. It came with the bed too, but obviously I took the bed off. And I've been painting on the frame. It doesn't look nowhere near as it did just the other day because I took it out in the mud. I put my tube bumper back on the rear just that way I'd have weight. Because I hadn't actually drove this truck since I put the new shocks on. I put new shocks on all the way around. Yeah, you can't really tell it now, but yeah, you can still tell. That's a brand new axle. Both sides I put brand new axles and bearings in. I got brand new leaf spring shackle and hanger coming in, brand new bolts and stuff too, so I can take these out and paint behind this. Inside where the gas tank is, I've already painted the inside of the frame down here, but I'm gonna have to re-drop the gas tank to replace these. And then I'll probably take this out, repaint it, do it properly, because that's how these bolts should look. Nice and round. Look at those. All kinds of dents. And the frame definitely had a rust hole in it. I almost forgot because I sealed them. You can tell it on the video right here where it looks weird. It was a rust hole right here. Put JB Weld in it and with a piece of tape over it so that way it would stay still. And it got hard and you can't even push it in now. It has no give. Right there inside the shock mount in here is where the rust hole is. Same way with on this side. Right in there is where that rust hole is. Actually, I got another 79 F150 two-wheel drive with a rust hole in the same spot, luckily only on one side. Dude I bought it from, it just put these shock mounts on. They were brand new, but I gave them a fresh paint job. It actually has a muffler on it. And give you a look at how tall the truck is. Those are 31 1050 tires. And they barely come up. They barely go above the bottom of the body. They'd put, and it's all body lift. That's the body lift. Just a giant 4-inch tube. The tube is 4 inches, but it's another inch of lift because they left the old cab mount in too. The original mounts. That's the only place left I gotta paint on the inside of the frame. I've already done it over here. I did it up to the back of the cab. And then the old gas line, I repainted that black. It's looking good. New universal joint, big grease to put new universal joints in there. Eventually, I'll probably take this off, put a new gasket in it, and then paint the whole rear black so that way it'll look good. The leaf spring shackles, I don't know if I'll paint them because instead of painting them, I might just buy brand new ones because these do have a lot of rust. And you see they've been moving. It's supposed to be straight. This ain't supposed to be cocked out, but it's not moving anytime soon. And if you can see that, that's my brake line. And yes, I can still drive this truck technically because the old brake line that connected to this, I just cut it off, JB welded the end of it, and and then stuck it in the junction that's up in the frame on these, so that way I can still drive the truck around and still have brakes. And I'm gonna replace this, because if you can see that, that is rusted really bad. And it actually did not leak. It is rusted really bad. The metal's supposed to be built up to here where my finger is. But yeah, it's really bad. Put all brand new shocks on. I think they're, I don't even remember what name brand they are. I think they're something more, like MOO, some, I don't know. But luckily they were all blue, and this is a Ford, so I do like the blue color. It looks good. Show you the, oh yeah, and obviously this is a 70, this is a 1979 because of the square headlights. This thing has hella rust. It looks like it's not that bad till you come over here and you can stick anything you want in there. They bondoed it. This cab corner, the other cab corner, wide open, wide the fuck open. Hood, looks like somebody shot it with birdshot. Fender, same way. This fender shot, the hood might be savable. It's got one little teeny dent, but I might bondo that, make it look good, and I might bondo it properly. This door is no good. That's a rust hole, and he put lots of bondo in it. Lots of bondo. But the actual cab, other than all this shit I got up in here, I got the taillight wiring harness for this bitch up in here and everything. But this is how this thing looked when I bought it. And I imagine the inside of this is, well, it ain't no imagining, it is all original. They put a nice ass RPM meter up in here. Put a nice fucking CB up in here. It's a Cobra too. Unfortunately, it's got a 4-speed, but it does got some sassy aftermarket handles for the gear shifters. A key switch, I fixed that and it's actually working. They got a radio up in here that was top of the line back in 2001. Sassy. I got me some Redskins, because fuck the Washingtons. Got some Redskins dice. Found them in the junkyard. Don't tell nobody that. But I think just sassy at fault. The rocker panel is actually legit. It's not Bondo, it's all metal. The bench seat, that's the only rip in it right there. Thing's in pretty good shape. All the lights on it work. Other than all the lights that was on the rear. All the lights on the front of it work properly. Let me show you the ranch. What's up under the hood. Kind of hard to open when you need two hands. Oh. Look at that cute little inline 6, bud. Takes up like no room in this thing. And you got so much room for activities in here. I just put brand new spark plugs in it. They repainted the motor blue because back in 2000 they rebuilt this motor. Also, I don't think it's the original motor that came in this truck. I think this truck came with a V8. Unfortunately, no AC because it's a F150 custom. But it's okay, I can put AC in this bitch. But here, I wanted to show you all this. That's not the original steering shaft. That's I think it's called Borgenson's shaft. That thing was about $270, but it is amazing because it takes out your shitty old rag joint and replaces it with universal joints on both sides, and it is very extendable. I actually had to cut about 6 inches of the shaft off so that way I could fit it in here. But that means if you had, you know, like a crazy mud truck, you could have about 10 inches of body lift on here, and this thing would be able, this would be your steering shaft. It would cover that no problem. But yeah, since I got so much body lift, that's what I had to have because it was putting my rag joint in a terrible bind with how much body lift this thing has, and the dumbasses have never tried to fix it. Matter of fact, I think it broke the steering gear. I think because the truck just, when it turns to the right, the tires will be turned really hard. I'm talking, you know, it turns on a dime. You go to turn to the left, it doesn't turn no farther than that. That's as far as it'll turn to the left. So I think they just, think they suicide bombed the steering gear down there. But the power steering pump squalls as well, so I'm gonna replace that. Other than that, everything's working. Got new belts on it. The dude put a electric fan on it because it's an inline 6, and this is a V8 radiator. So where they got the electric fan is dead center of the radiator. This right here is where the radiator fan for the motor would be if they had it, you know, how it would be original. And it wouldn't quite cover the radiator properly. So they had to put a junky little electric fan in, which I ran the wire right here into the battery cable. And it's a fuse right there, it's a fuse in that. So as soon as you hook this up, you got the fan blowing over there, which kind of sucks because it pulls all my juice out of my truck when I'm trying to cold start it, unless I pull that fuse out. But I don't like sticking the fuse in there while it's got juice. I don't know if it'll blow the fuse or not, because I know nothing about electrical stuff. But anyway, they did that. It actually keeps the truck cool. The truck doesn't overheat or anything like that, luckily. But this thing does not like to cold start at all, because my fucking choke on this thing is bad. It's an electric choke. But just how it's sitting right now, that's how it stays. It will not choke itself at all. Fucking shitty old one-barrel carb. Look at that fucking little piece of shit. Ow. This motor could use double that. I have no idea if I can adjust this to make it work, or if the choke is actually just broken. But usually I just do that. Close it over a little bit. Got a brand new coil on it. This thing, like I said, it still takes forever to fire when I'm cold starting it. It's just because it's an old truck. It's got old ways. But back to the origin story of the motor. It was rebuilt in 2000, and I put brand new spark plugs in it when I bought the truck. I only just bought this thing I bought it in May of 2020, so, and it's what, February of 2021. When I pulled the spark plugs out, they were painted blue. They still had this blue spray paint from when they spray painted the motor, and the spark plugs had barely any wear. So this thing has very, very low mileage, and it runs like a top. It doesn't leak anything either. I mean, you can see it's pretty clean, where usually they're leaking oil out the valve cover gasket. This thing's pretty clean. It barely leaks anything, and I run out a good amount. But let me see if I can't cold start this thing. I think it's got plenty of gas. By the way, you like my gas tank? Nice little, my gas tank top is a paint can. It works perfectly though. Look at that. Fits on there just perfect. Let's see if this thing will start. I've already got this video long enough. I want to see if it'll cold start. I say cold start, but it's just a little above freezing. It's probably like 34 degrees. But it is really, really cold when you're standing over here in the shade where I've been standing. My God. And also, I'm not used to it. I'm not used to that much cold. Don't fault with it. Oh yeah. Almost forgot. I actually want to have the battery hooked up. And let's see if she'll fire. I'm gonna not give it any ether. As you see, I got it sitting right there. But I'm not gonna give it any ether. This is gonna be a pure regular cold start, and it's not gonna be happy. Fucking radiator fan is taking all my juice. Uh-oh, Daddy's back in the F350. Bitch won't crank. Come on, bitch. I'm poking the fuck out of it with my leg. I think the radiator fan's stealing all my juice. It's definitely stealing all my juice. And look at that fucking choke, piece of shit. Fuck it, maybe I can adjust the choke real quick. Cause this thing will not fire. Ooh. I did something. I got it to close. Like that. That'll help. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and take the fuse out of this so that way the fucking radiator fan ain't going. It's stuck in there good. What the fuck is that smell? I don't know what I just smelled. It smells like a dead creature. Alright. Let's see if this piece of shit will start. It should with the choke like that. Pump the fuck out of it. It's not happy. And I smell gas. It's just not happy. What the fuck is the carburetor doing? Is the bitch still open? You can't even see it from the camera, god dang it. Oh, there it is. I'm not giving it no gas. No gas. It must have been waiting on the gas to get to the cab. Between that and the choke's actually working properly now. Because usually it will not stay running. Yeah, the choke actually might be working properly now that I've adjusted it. Because usually it does not continue to idle. What is going on over here? Smoke? I don't like it. That is smoking right now. It might have got, can't see it on the camera, but it's definitely letting off a little smoke. It might be gone now. I think I got that thing hot. Maybe it's not. This is the original starting solenoid, and obviously I haven't cleaned it. It might be a little dirty. That might be why it's a little hard on starting as well. But it just purrs like a kitten. Anyway, I reckon that'll be it for this video.